Hi and welcome to Hangout 110 with Android Coliseum. It is April 15th. We're all sitting quietly waiting for the live button to go live. So tonight we have Ryan. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
And Martin, who is back from
Hello,
DroidCon.
hello.
And me, representing sort of the western end of Canada. Because Sylvain is watching hockey, and Tom, well, you'll see what we talk about later with Tom.
They've abandoned us again.
Anyways, how's the weather where you guys are? Here it is spring.
Oh,
So
it's finally
getting
spring.
stinky.
It was a nice plus 17 today.
Yeah, same here. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I think we're at
Test this out.
plus 15. So
Very good.
spring is in the air.
Definitely.
You guys must have all your golf courses open? Or do you?
I would have no idea.
No, there's still because we had so much snow and the ground is still permafrost, so a lot of that area is pretty still frozen. So I know a lot of the groundkeepers on the golf courses are still looking at drainage, looking at the playground near our house where they got t-ball coming up in a couple weeks with Dean. I know it's going to be delayed because it's just so wet.
See, this is the advantage of wind. Everything is evaporated here.
That's what it was windy the other day. I'm like, I hate wind, but it will get rid of the water.
Yep, I think all our golf courses are opening next weekend. When we were in Medicine Hat for Easter, the courses down there were already open. So it looks like Alberta is having spring. Means the farmers will be in the field soon.
Well, definitely.
But let's talk about Android. Ryan had a poll up I saw asking about, Snapseed had a big update, and so did Aviary. So Ryan, what did you find with your poll?
So we did a poll, and not many people answered the poll. Well, 44 people, but still, any answer is better than no answers. But yeah, because of these two big updates. So when you think of photo editing, what's the first thing you think of? Just photo editing in general. Photoshop. Right? So a company that Photoshop bought is called Aviary, and Aviary, I really like it as an app. I recently had a material design update, and then also another big update was Snapseed, very material, very very chic update. So what are people choosing out there for updates? For photo editing for their images. So within your phone, there you can use the built-in editor automatically. So especially if you use Google Photos, there's a pretty good, decent editing app in there. Snapseed's free, Aviary's free. Photoshop costs I think it's $10 for Photoshop Touch. There's other apps out there. So I got asked, what are the ones you're looking out there for? So 52% of you said Snapseed. Snapseed's your favorite editor, and I gotta admit, it is really nice. It's owned by Google. It has a lot of tight integration with the Google stuff, but it's really sexy. The next runner-up was the built-in editor at 27%. Photoshop came in at just under 10%, and it was tied with Other. And Other are people like, what did you say, Cass? What was yours called?
I like Perfectly Clear.
I think Andrew Penner also said Perfectly. Yeah, Andrew Penner said Perfectly Clear. Our buddy Brandon wrote that he likes Photor. So there's some other options out there as well. But again, just sort of see what is your favorite photo editing app out there. That would be pretty cool. So it is apparently Snapseed.
Cool.
Well, I know with Perfectly Clear, the reason why I liked it is that a lot of times, especially in the wintertime, I end up with very blue-looking photos, and I found it was the one that corrected the most easily. So, and I was just looking at it now. I don't correct my photos often, so I just depend on composition. But yeah, they've gone to material design, and every time I look at it, it's like, now I have to learn all over again. But it still does a great job with corrections. So.
Cool. All right.
Martin, you have any comments?
Not specifically, but I will go with Ryan on this one. Snapseed is sexy as it stands right now.
So I guess it just depends on what you use it for.
I don't use it often, but if I have to edit a photo and I know I want to edit it, I'll go to Snapseed.
Very good. Well, let's move on. There, Sharp has thrown their hat in the resolution ring for phones. Brian, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I remember the LG G3 came out at Quad HD, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's going to be so terrible for your battery." And it wasn't that bad, actually. I mean, yes, it isn't as good as my G3, G2, but it really, there's not a significant, there's a noticeable difference, but not like a huge, wow, it dropped by half. Um, so it's funny to listen to everybody talk about 4K in a 5.5-inch screen. So I think the number was 807 or whatever PPI. So just a huge jump. And everybody's like, oh, there's no way your battery will last on that. And again, I'm interested to see how much battery would that last. Would what was a 10-hour battery, let's say on my G2, now to my about 8-hour battery on my G3, give or take? Am I going to be down to 6 hours or am I down to 5 hours? And again, I'm not too concerned. I mean, if it's on a 5 hours, that'd be definitely that's stupid. But if it's like a 6-hour battery, I mean, I have chargers and cables all around me all the time, so it wouldn't be that much of an issue. But again, I think it'd be kind of cool to see it. However, I probably would like them to see them put that into like an 8-inch tablet or 10-inch tablet first. That'd be kind of neat. One thing somebody did make a comment on in the article when I wrote it was what is really nice about this is it's going to be pretty much similar to when they started bringing out the phones in 16:9. Listen, let's just do one format. You know, your TV's 16:9, your movies are 16:9, your phone is going to be 16:9. None of this changing it up. And so the same idea with if everything comes out and eventually it's 4K, then I don't have to worry about reconverting or down converting or anti-aliasing and all these different things. You get a native format on all your devices, right? Not having to worry about does it come out this way or how do you change. But again, I mean, we've talked about how the batteries technology is getting better, so maybe it may take a hit, but with the new batteries, you wouldn't notice it.
I'm not convinced we need 4K on a phone, a phone-size screen. But I guess if you can zoom, like if you could zoom in while you were watching a movie and stuff like that, then that would be one use. I think there's a little more stuff that has to go with it before I jump on that bandwagon. What about you, Martin?
You know what? Personally, 4K display, unless it's on a 65-inch TV that's sitting right there, not happening.
So that's not going to be a driver for you to upgrade your device. That's what you're saying.
Nope, definitely not. I mean, even now, I'm looking at 1080p on my phone, and I'm looking at a 2K QHD screen. I do not see the difference.
And not many people do, but for me, I see a difference. And the difference between 1080p to Quad HD, again, that's not that much difference. But to go from even a 1080p to a 4K, there is night and day difference. Like watching my TV
on a 65-inch TV.
Yeah, but I think you're still going to be able to notice that difference even at the smaller size. I don't know. Like it depends on what they're going to do with the icons or how they're going to do it. Otherwise, you'd only notice the difference on like movies and stuff, right? So.
I agree. There's a lot that needs to be updated at the same time. It's not going to be something that you can just throw on there and everything will automatically improve.
No, true. Very true.
Okay, well, we did mention Tom. Tom has got an iPhone.
I've deleted his account on. No, I'm not.
Yeah, and we are not inviting him. No. Tom's got an iPhone. You know what? I think this is perfect for Tom. He listens to music. He uses the Google Apps, and iPhone supports Google Apps just fine. But I can't help but think of how many times he said he's found the perfect phone, and 3 months later, he's like with something else. So, what do you think, Ryan?
So, like my thought on that, I think is along the same lines that you mentioned just in our pre-show. Tom well, in the iPhone world, he's going to have to wait how long before the next iPhone comes out, the iPhone 6S, which will be no different than the iPhone 6, except it might be a little faster or something. Um, so Tom was going to have to wait all that time, and Tom does not wait 3 months to change his phone. But I mean, good on Tom for trying it out. I mean, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I mean, those of you who don't know Tom, Tom used to be an iPhone guy years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
be very in with the people. So he was basically made an offer he couldn't refuse to be able to try one out, and he's taking that. And I mean, and it takes a lot of courage to say, listen, as much as I love Android, I think I have to give iPhone a fair shake. And you know what, there's something being able to be said about being able to be man enough to say, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna see what it's like. So I mean, good for him. I think Martin was saying he's getting bored already. What was it, Martin?
Yep, yeah, he's looking like he might be bored. I mean, obviously you're on iPhone 6. I mean, you don't actually have real widgets and you don't have real stuff they can do or change on it. I mean, it's a nice try, but it's basically a phone for people that don't have a whole lot of imagination or any type of tech skills involved at all.
I
It
don't think
just
that's
works.
fair. I don't think that's
It's
fair. I think it's
it's
for people that
it's
they have
very much
a few
true.
specific uses, and that's all they want to do. Like my husband loves his iPhone.
And
It,
and
he's
I
got
put
one
it
for work, it texts, it emails, and
I
I don't know
agree.
what
It's
else it does.
for basic people with very limited skills in terms of tech.
Basically.
There's just no way, no nice way to say it, is there?
No, not really.
However, everybody should get the device that works for them.
Exactly.
That's the lovely thing about choice. And if Android Wear gets on the iPhone, probably as Google Wear rather than Android Wear, uh, you know, who knows?
I
I
was
think he'll be
being nice.
happy. Yeah. He'll be happy to get his 360 back and working, and then not have to buy the Apple Watch at what is it? What is the basic price? $500 or something for a watch?
It's
Yep.
something like that. And I just find it weird that I understand that people in the Apple world now it's a good thing Sylvain's not here because he hates it when we talk about this. But I understand that they don't get a chance to see what our devices can do. But it just amazes me that they go, well, it does this, and I'm looking at, heck, my Gear Fit did that.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. Oh
So,
well.
and I have a way nicer face. I love my new clock face. So,
The minimalistic one, right?
yeah, it's really nice. Oh,
Well, we wish Tom all the best in his iPhone.
absolutely.
We hope he gets over that sickness soon.
And comes back. Come back to us, Tom. Come back.
Recovers his senses.
I get on board.
So, OnePlus One has finally dropped its official update, and inquiring minds want to know: is Sylvain going to install it? Did you hear anything back?
I put a question to him. He's still watching the hockey game. The app to cast the NHL the Habs game tonight he had to do it a bit late, so the game's running a bit longer than he wanted. So that's why he's not here. But yeah, I asked him because he was all jazzed to get CyanogenMod 11 or 12S on his OnePlus One, and then on a lark decided, well, I'll try Oxygen OS, and he was just smitten by Oxygen. And now whether or not he's going to try even CyanogenMod 12S, that'd be kind of interesting to see. Does he decide to do that? I guess I can't call it CyanogenMod anymore. We really have to call it CyanogenOS, and that's kind of what they're going to be pushing towards. It's calling it CyanogenOS. So I don't think they're going to call it CM. But anyways, that's out there. Well, here, so we can maybe everybody can bug Sylvain. Have you installed it? Have you tried
What's
it?
your thoughts?
So,
okay. Play movies. Do you guys use Play Movies all the time?
not all the time, but I usually get a lot of gift certificates here and there. Different family functions or whatever, or gift times. I'll get a $15, $20, $30 gift card here or there, right? So I'll sit there with the credit, and every once in a while a good sale comes on, and I'll buy that movie. My son gets a bunch of my son has more on his card balance than I do, and so he buys some movies here and there and games and whatnot. But yeah, so it was interesting to see that the we saw the other day when they announced the Star Wars bundle, so you can now start buying movies as a bundle. And if you tear down the APK like Artem did and showed off, that part of the idea of bundling is now you can buy a movie and it'd be bundled with the special features like you would normally get on a DVD. So very cool, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we buy our movies. We buy the Blu-ray regular, and then now we get the ultraviolet version as well. But I used to just rip the DVD. We're in Canada, we can do that for personal use. But a lot of times at the end of the movie, we'll just sit there and go through all the making of. It takes away a bit of the magic, I find, but it's still a lot of fun to see. So
I can't remember the last time I used any of the special features or whatever on a DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever back in. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was younger and I had the time to stay up later and we would sit there and we would watch. So let's watch the interview with so and so, or. But I mean, definitely on the kids' movies where they have little extra shorts or whatever like that.
yeah.
Those are like little mini trailers for the next movie. Those would watch that with my son. But I mean,
Yeah.
again, the idea I think at least I like is the idea of this physical media going away is awesome. Like somebody the other today handed me a USB key, and I was like, yeah, just email it to me.
I spent an hour trying to mess around with my stupid USB key to bring something home. Oh, I hate technology at work. So, and Martin, you don't use Play Movies, and I have Shaun the Sheep on there and Gravity, and I keep thinking I'm going to rent something. Like I want to watch Snowpiercer, and I think I want to rent that.
And
But
until Google gives me a $7.99 package to play movie, it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
so you would want something like Netflix.
That's why I have Netflix.
Yeah. For new movies.
But see, the thing is about Netflix, when I play movies, just to bite on that topic for a little bit, is that then I own the movie. So I can buy this movie and I can now own it. So whereas on Netflix, I mean, nothing I really notice it myself. My wife notices a lot of the TV shows she watches is that she'll watch a bunch of stuff on Netflix, and then disappear. Like it was what was it Angela Lansbury did, where she was the crime solver, writer girl.
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. That used to be on Netflix, and she used to love it. It was her background TV show while she did stuff around the house, and then it's now gone. It's no longer in the Play Store, or sorry, in Netflix catalog.
Correct. It's in the U.S. Netflix catalog.
Yeah, well, that's an issue I have run. Anyway, we'll
All
talk about that
right, let's move on before Ryan goes off topic there. With all the new announcements, we've just had the Samsung phone is out, the HTC phone is out, LG has announced, and now Sony's
planning to announce the Z4 on April 20th. And this should be interesting because we don't really know what the Sony Z4 is going to be. I mean, some of us actually do have a little clue about it because we've had a preview of it, but it should be coming up shortly, and it's going to be some interesting improvement to the Z3 line. And I'm personally looking forward to see it in action more than what I was previewed to earlier.
I thought they were going to slow down that upgrade cycle.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Well, the thing with Sony is a lot of people thought that Sony was just going to slow down and not produce phones. The only thing they're going to be doing is they're going to be getting rid of their low-end, mid-end. They're only going to focus on high-end devices, and that's it.
Well, that makes sense.
What
So it's
I
gonna be
can't
high.
stand is how they've already there's already rumors about the Z5.
Yeah, see, the problem is the rumors of the Z5 are not even founded. Sony is not even ready to release the Z4, and they're still doing changes to their line.
Yeah.
So is Z5 not even in the work?
That's
Just
the rumor
saying.
mill for you.
That's where people are right now. Wow, the Z4 is probably around the corner, so let's talk about the Z5.
Yeah.
That's
Why
why I don't
wait?
like rumors.
It's all about rumors. They're unfounded, obviously, and like I told Ryan earlier, is I got a glimpse into the Z4, and it's only one iteration out of 4 models.
So they still have some time.
Yeah, so 4 models. Which one's going to market? I have no idea.
Well, it'll be interesting. It seems to be, the Z3 was glass and metal. The S6 is glass and metal. The HTC is metal.
Exactly.
So
So
it looks like that's where the flagship phones are going anyways. So it'll be
definitely.
interesting to see what Sony ends up with
Hey,
to distinguish itself other
I
than being waterproof.
I'm probably going to be an early adopter of the Z4.
Ah, well, you'll have to show us when you get it.
Definitely.
And you were going on. You were at DroidCon. You weren't here last week. You were at DroidCon, and we got a
That's
shout
true.
out for being a sponsor. It
Yeah,
looked fascinating.
we did have a shout out, key opening note. They advertised their sponsors, so you couldn't miss Android Coliseum. It was flashed all over the place. And
Nice.
even on the thank you message that they sent out to everybody, we were at the bottom with all the sponsors, so it was very nice. Big event, 2 days, lots of information. It's definitely developer axed, and I made a couple of posts on some of the shows I attended, and tried to resume some of the information that was provided into a manageable way that anybody can read and understand.
Well, it would have been a great conference for developers. Like just the things that they talked about seemed very practical rather
Definitely
than
was.
stuff that someday you could use.
It was overwhelming at times because a lot of the information is coming from right, left, center, and if you're not a developer and you don't code often, you'd get lost.
So my question though, I mean, A would be, would you attend again?
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
obviously not for the average Android user, but the Android enthusiast. Would you attend?
Yeah,
How was the booths? That's my cool thing. I love seeing booths. I love
there
talking
was
to.
there was maybe 4.
There were 4 booths. See, that was
Yeah,
kind of Android TO had at least they had a bunch of booths there and so that. So
it's definitely not about the booth or vendors or anything of the sort. It's really acts towards conference for development purpose. It's
gotcha.
really acts towards that. Like I mean, you had a booth for Sidero, Mirego, Genie Mobile, and LaPresse, like major partners,
Mhm.
and that was really it.
Hmm. I
Cool.
like
Well, I
going
want to
to
go next year.
things.
I'm looking forward to next year. I like to go.
Yep, it's
I
going to
like to
be
go to
interesting.
things. Booths
Lots of info, a
like.
lot of connecting with people, interacting with companies that are developing software and whatnot. So it was very interesting. And a couple of the presenter, I've actually got their contact information. We've been talking back and forth.
Cool.
I'm interested to see what comes out of that in terms of Canadian developed apps. So,
Definitely.
and keeping on the theme of Google, so Google Play for Education has launched in Canada.
Yeah, definitely.
What does that mean for us?
What it means for us, basically, it means that we're going to be schools, universities, college are going to be able to tap into the educational aspect of Google Play, where you have all these apps for educational purposes. So it's going to be very interesting here for Canada, where it's going to be specifically crafted for these type of people. It's going to be interesting to see how the online evolution happens in the education field.
I think what was I can't remember the term is when you have like a fleet of devices that you would do. Like I'm thinking about the high schools where we have a certain number of iPads per school. So it'd be nice to be able to say, okay, amongst all those iPads, here's the only apps you're allowed to install,
Hmm.
based on that stuff. So cool.
That would be interesting because I have to say both Fred and I work for multinationals. Both have iPhones and both have not locked down the stores. I know with ours you can buy anything. You can't do that with computers, but you can with the iPhone, and I believe he can download anything on his iPhone as well. So
That's funny because that's my work.
locking down is not even on the horizon.
And that's my work. Why they won't adopt the Android phones into their deployment is because, and I was told this specifically, it's not an Exchange issue or whatever server issue. It's we don't trust the Android Play Store. Like it's just not as regulated as the iOS one is.
Oh, sure, that's right. And the Apple Watch is really innovative. Moving on.
Yeah.
So Google did. Google has released a new keyboard. Brian, you have the Note. I had the Note 8 as well. And one thing it's known for is handwriting. Are you trying out the writing keyboard?
Yeah, I just tried it out. You probably can't see it here. I'll do an article on it. But I mean, it's actually pretty cool how much you can do. I can't do it, but I'm not seeing it. But it actually works quite well. I was kind of surprised, thinking my fat fingers wouldn't be anywhere near as good as my stylus and my S Pen or whatever. It's actually pretty good, and it actually does quite well with my really overly cursive. Because whenever I write, I tend to write extra a little bit. Anyways, but I actually, I don't know if you can see. No, can't see. Anyway, I just installed it before the thing, but I'm excited to try it out. The handwriting software on my Note 8 died for some reason and just does not recognize anything anymore. So I'm interested to see what you try out on your Tab S.
Well, the Samsung keyboard with the Tab S comes with handwriting. Oh, I see I have a reflection. So it looks like it has the same kind of thing. And you go high, backwards, and it does pretty good. Actually, if I'm paying attention, it does well. If I'm not paying attention, it doesn't do well. It's just like everything else. When you first try it, you think, oh, this is awesome. And then you get up to speed, and it's like, oh, not so awesome. So I do like using the handwriting mode sometimes, but I just have to say, now that I've got the Moto 360, and it forces me to be polite by leaving the room to talk into my watch to avoid any interference, I really like handwriting, the voice recognition, and if I want something quick, I'm going to use the mic.
Like I use SwiftKey. SwiftKey is way faster than me trying to even write it out. But yeah, even voice input is very good. Like my son.
Voice input is the way to go if you are in a quiet area.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work so well if I leave the CBC radio going in the background of my car and I'm driving. Hello, Google, and then next thing, like it starts picking up the radio talk. But I can, with music in the background or other people in the car talking, I can do it pretty well. And it's cool. So I'm surprised. I'm just interested to see that. Why would Google do a handwriting keyboard? Is this the start of a Nexus Note?
Well, I think the Note has been popular enough that it's shown that people are interested still in handwriting and using a stylus. And for people that are older, they would be more into writing than keyboarding.
And it's not just Sony, Samsung has done it. Asus had the Asus Note, if I remember correctly, right? With their special pen that they came up with.
And there's the MyScript beta app.
Yeah, there's like third-party apps or whatever too, but I mean other OEMs are doing this.
And Swipe has a handwriting version, as well as Swipe. They have a handwriting keyboard. Not very good, because it's like one place where you write one letter at a time. Kind of dumb.
True.
Slow.
But are you interested in that at all, Ryan? Sorry, Martin?
Nope, I have no interest in the keyboard at all.
So you're either tapping or talking.
I mean, if you've seen my rant earlier about goddamn S Pen crap, yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to the surprise from our partner, because we're just coming up on the half hour.
Definitely. We have one surprise that got dropped today. Is one of our partners, Rogers, is going to be giving me a phone that they're shipping to me for a giveaway. And it's going to be for the HTC One M9 that we will be giving away on Android Coliseum.
Woohoo!
HTC One M9. Nice phone.
Yes, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that.
So, and Friday's the day that anybody can go to the store and pick one up.
Yep.
So if you go to the store and you try to pick one up and you didn't get one, come to the site.
ChemCS will have something for you guys
Martin's
shortly.
giveaway.
Exactly.
A contest.
Definitely.
Should we make it some sort of funny contest? Like,
I think it should be that Singapore math question.
You know what? We can
Stuff
definitely
like that.
haggle out the details about the contest later on.
Okay.
We'll come up with a cool idea.
Yeah, we'll do
Sounds
something.
good.
Something with also
Okay.
pickles.
So we have a few reviews coming up. If you follow Ryan, you'll see that he has the S6 to test drive, and hopefully he'll be able to convince his source to let all of us eventually test drive the S6. And then, are you also getting the HTC 1M9?
Yeah, I should get that on Friday in terms of for review. So, which is good. I haven't used an HTC One since the X model, so I'm actually kind of interested to try it out.
I think I've had all of them so far. The X, the X Plus, the One, the M7, the M8.
Yeah, I did
No.
I think I did the M7, but I did not do the M8 whatsoever. So.
I thought I was a Samsung fan, but you guys are much better than me. So I guess that's it.
That's it.
Another one done. I won't be here next week. I am getting eye surgery. So hopefully there won't be hockey playoffs, or Tom will have gotten bored with his iPhone already and will be back.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll have
Man,
something
the
next
shots
week.
just never end with that one.
Low blows.
You guys got any closing comments?
I still think it's pretty awesome, Martin. Sorry about that. Martin getting Rogers to get away a free phone. That's not an
Absolutely.
easy feat, guys. So
Exactly. To be one of the first time a carrier partner actually gives us a device to give away.
Nice. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Say goodnight, guys.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a good day. And
Have a
hopefully
great
the weekend
week,
soon.
great weekend.